Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's MKG. I'm gonna be discussing kind of something that, something particular that I feel like a lot of people are not really paying too much attention to, that they really should be paying attention to. Um, and that thing is number one gonna be we have just got notified from, I don't know if you guys watch the news on TV or YouTube. But Iran is basically going broke, which sounds good, right? Sounds like everything is good. Only problem is a lot of the people that were a part of this evil regime, not the good citizens. I'm not saying, because it's good and bad, but the bad ones, well, they had captured 15 today, or was it today or yesterday? Look, I'm telling you guys, Iran's only game plan, their next chess piece is gonna be something, and I hope to not say it. They're gonna try to, abolish America from the inside, it seems like, because they have no other option. And I'm not saying I'm on a full American, and this is why I'm basically, this is, you know, a warning for you guys. Be safe on 4th of July. 4th of July is the day we, we we're representing and we're celebrating the freedom that we have in this country. Okay? So, if people take advantage of that or hit us on a day that is like that in a vulnerable time, which we have this conflict in the Middle East going on, and America is trying to rebuild itself, its own economy back. Um, yes, America, they could have done a lot of things to, prevent. I'm not gonna. I mean, the whole ice. I'm not talking about that. Um, I don't want to talk about really it. Only for the fact, I mean, they're everywhere. Some some lady, she got a federal case for saying that these, I don't want to say, but these people in the neighborhood should be out. That's kind of ignorant for a mayor to say, but it's just, I don't know, why cause more tension when there should be peace. Um, but to the bad people out there, I don't think they should be enjoying the freedoms that the every American fights and works hard for every day. Um, the fact is right now a lot of people are stressed, dealing with a lot of things. So for all this to be happening, and I'm not gonna get into them deploying any citizens. That's none of my business. Like I said, it's not. And if they do, I really wish them the best of luck. Like I said, I have family members that have fought under for the United States, and not the Iraq War, World War II. Um, I have one of my grandpas, he had got an award from one of the presidents at the time. So And that's to say that we're I have Mexican blood. You know, my other grandpa was Spaniard. He didn't pass away till he was 90. You know, crazy. Um, but well, there was two. The other one I haven't got to really, I didn't really get to know him. I didn't see him when I was growing up. The other one I did, though. He got shot a lot of times. He was missing a thumb. Um, man, that's why I say, like, you have to respect these people. You can't be disrespecting the flag. Um, just because a lot of these people at the time, they were fighting for something different. Their movement was something different. To be to be what it was back then is totally not the same now. Now you got people that are plotting on you, trying to make honestly, look, and I'm not gonna say this regime or nothing like that, or this, and any of them. But what I will say is, the fact, the fact of the matter is just, you know what, 4th of July is coming up. We don't know what's in the United States. They've already told us. They warned us. So number one, don't I wouldn't, if I were you, don't go to any concerts. Number two is, um look, if you live in LA, don't be in no crowded areas. LA is a big city. Depending where you're located, it's a really tricky, and a lot of people won't understand because when people think 4th of July, they think, all right, barbecue and good old, just, but in this moment, you can't really be too you can't just be like too too mellow, because I mean they've already tried to assassinate the president. Then we just bombed Iran. I mean, you know what, and I get it. When we retreated from Afghanistan, from the last, like I said, the last, the last administration, it was just, with the military troops dying. um it didn't make us look good to the Middle East. But like I said, what was, were they, and that's the thing, you look it up, there's nothing about those military troops dying. It's about refugees trying to get over to the United States. But prayers to all the military troops that were part of that didn't make it. But that's not to say that both sides still had a motive. It's like, you know, they made their decision, and do they regret it? Who knows, because you never know what could happen. And for the people that can really, we don't, for every, look, for the 90, I will say the 90% of Americans don't got a bunker. if there was a nuclear attack, so to say, if there was a nuclear attack, the average American that's living, and I don't think they would. And if they were to, they would probably, you know, talk because they did a pretty big invasion. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people with houses, So where would the United States is nothing to mess around with. Like I said, all 50 states are literally working together. Um, Russia, haven't really heard you don't hear from none of them, but you know that there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Is it to be worried about? If they're honestly, if these, like I said, like Iran's economy is going, if they're going bankrupt, the regime, they could either be, it could be one of two things. He could, number one, be selfish, not care about the people, and still do what he wants, and that's activates. Hopefully he don't. That's why I say for everybody, watch out. Number three, New York, don't be, you gotta be protected. And that's why I say these communities, if they want to gentrify these communities and have them where they're, where, gentrification, I mean, everyone's got to get along at some point, man, because this is, by the looks of it, it looks like you have, you've had bad influences, people going through trauma, and then, I mean, in other countries, you don't see people complaining about it. I mean, over here, it's more like people are trying to seek more, seek something, and in the materialistic world, you could only seek so much. Um, like I said, it, for and like that. That's what I'm saying. If you can't provide for if you have a family, you can't provide for your family, and you're over here doing bad things. Like, and I'm not saying, oh, go buy a bunker, but people need to be prepared, and that's the thing. America is not prepared, and it's not the average person's fault because America was made on consumers, but America was. I mean, I'm not gonna say America's weak, but I'm gonna say America is gonna have to prepare. You know, other countries are other countries, and what I mean by the countries, North Korea, for an example. I don't know. They could try whatever they want, but NATO has, Japan. They got Japan. Japan does. They seems like they're doing all right, but the economy really does revolve around America and the United States. Whatever the United States does is really gonna dictate what is gonna go on throughout this whole 4 years that Trump is in, and he has a lot to deal with. Look, I'm putting it to you like this. No average human being. Look, I'm gonna be 100% honest. You have some normal businessman. You look at him, and people could hate him. for what they. I don't know what I'm. They accuse him, but I'm not here to accuse him. I'm gonna just say this: he's someone that they threw in the Republican Party to only be faced with what the people are gonna think of what he is gonna do, because he felt in his heart that he had to fix what he had to fix. And like I said, I felt I felt I felt the regret. I felt the regret. I've never heard, and because I don't know if you guys had heard, he threw the F bomb, the F word. Presidents don't really do that. Um, what is he gonna do? I mean, he don't really have a choice. It's basically there's so many videos that from other you could like I said, you do your research, you could see. But I think the only reason he probably says that is because he flew over the Palestine, and seen how it was, how destroyed it was. So all the Palestinians, they didn't have nowhere to live and all that. And he's seen the destruction. He did not want that for that country. So he offered to fix it. He off he didn't even want to go to war. You don't hear about Israel and Gaza. That's a thing of the past. That's you know. But now Iran is pretty far from Israel. I wish I could pull up a map, but you guys pull up a map and you guys see how small Israel is. But Israel's a powerhouse. I ain't gonna lie. But Iran, like I said, honestly, if I was Iran, I would have taken the deal. Why do you need nuclear weapons? Maybe they didn't. They don't really tell us why they don't want to be part of NATO or whatsoever. Um, I don't know if it's they just don't like the Jewish, and it's not the Jewish ways. For me, I don't hate no, you know, I don't have no hatred for none. But this is just like kind of interesting because it's like in the sense of you got a lot of Middle Easterns pissed off, and it doesn't. This just seems like it could have been fixed way long ago. Well, the more you look at history, from Gaddafi, but that was in Africa. Um, from Saddam Hussein, and why do we need to get ourselves in more wars? What do we get out of it? Nothing much. And not only that, we're going up against people that got nothing to lose at this point. If we bomb them, Iran, I heard it's nice. It's not. Iran is not it's not trashy. It's nice. It's a tourist country. Probably not no more with everything going on. But you know, they gave him 60 days. I would have took if I was Iran. Like I said, I would have took the deal. That would have been all right. You know what? More people to Iran. You know what? Iran's one of the best places to be. That could have been them right there. You don't need it. You don't, unless, like I said, it has to be something deeper. Who knows? I don't know. It could be ego. A lot of countries they're not liking this, and you know it's like, but and I don't mind any Jewish person. I don't mind them coming to America for safety, because Americans will back the Jewish people up as always. That's any American will back up, and even Mexicans will back up Mexicans, but to a certain extent, we'll back up. We back. I'll back up Mexicans because that's my race, but I'm not backing up anyone that's, you know, convicted of some weird thing. Anyways, it's just you got all this going on, and then on top of that, you're gonna you you as a citizen, or up me for an example, we hear the bad news. We gotta face it. We hear hmm, anything that we hear, we're the ones that gotta face it. All this tax dollar money being printed that we're gonna have to pay back, we're the ones that gotta face it. $36 trillion in debt. There's barely 8 billion people. You know, something's not adding up. Are we getting ready to? I wouldn't. I don't really want to say it. It just doesn't seem right at the time. All I say is watch out for, and I'm not saying it. I say for everyone to be safe. It's not, don't go out. If you do, be safe. Because like I said, it's really unpredictable. They even found someone, a sleeper cell in Alabama, or I think either Alabama or Kentucky. And those are like white, like that's white. White. You gotta be white to be out there, but and that's not racist. I'm just being realistic. I mean, there's you won't find, like, I mean, any other race out there. But that just it just goes to show you, like I said, it's chess, not checkers. But I'll let you guys go. Let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna see what happens, because it just seems like things are going spiraling left and right. Like, like it's no tomorrow. And yeah, like, we're gonna have to see what we could do. But I wish y'all the best. Hope y'all have a good night. Peace out.